steering system. We're going to start at the top and work our way all the way through it. Okay, we're going to check our steering shaft, steering rod. Should not have excessive play in it. Should not be cracked, bent, or broken. Going to my steering gearbox. It's got bolts holding it, so it should be securely mounted. It's got fluids in it, should not be leaking. The rest of the steering linkage, you can give me all the names and then inspect it one time. That's to save a little bit of time. I'm going to check my pitman arm, my drag link, which is connected to my knuckle right here, and there's my knuckle. Down below on the other side is your steering arm. Going across to the other side is my tie rod, and they should not be bent, cracked, or broken. Should be secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. All that is 1 point. Which is the illustration. You got your pitman arm, drag link, steering knuckle, arm on the back side underneath, tie rod going all the way across.
Which one's the tie rod, real quick?
This one right here.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's the one that tie rod connects this tire
To the other tire.
to the other side.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And they're not bent, cracked, or broken. They are all secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. That's it. That covers the steering system. We're going to jump into.
We got a couple days to practice.
This is usually the hardest for most.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Lots of.
Yeah, this was the toughest.
Oh, was it?
So under the engine's how many points?
The hood?
20 points?
No. Not 20. Now with the steering, the steering brake system and suspension close. You got the rest.
I think I'm good on 15 of them.
Okay. Going to the suspension system. I'm going to start at the front and work my way back. I'm going to check my spring mounts. They're bolted, so they should be securely mounted, should not be cracked. I'm going to check my leaf spring. It should not be cracked. It should be secured by 2 U-bolts, 4 nuts, and 4 washers. There's your U-bolts. Your nuts and washers are on the other side. Going to check my shock absorber. Shock absorber is secured top and bottom, or you can just say securely mounted, properly mounted, whatever you want. Use your own words. Try not to memorize that. Kind of use your own words, and it'll flow a lot better. Because if you try to memorize it, every word is on that sheet, and you miss something, you're going to be totally lost. Ad lib it. Say it the way you want to say it. It does not have to be quoted right out of that. Just use your own words. Okay, spring mount, shock absorber, securely mounted, should not be leaking. Going to go to the brake system. I'm going to check my brake hoses. They should be securely mounted on both ends. Should not be rubbing against anything, should not be chafed. I'm going to my next item, to my brake chamber. My brake chamber has got bolts, so it should be securely mounted. It's metal, so it shouldn't be cracked. Going to my slack adjuster next. Slack adjuster should be securely mounted. It's got bolts on it. Should not have any loose or missing parts. With the brakes released, should not have more than 1 inch of play. We gotta hear the 1 inch of play with the brakes released. If you say it should not have more than 1 inch of play, and we go all the way through it, we're going to ask you if the brakes should be released or on, one or the other. But the answer we want is with the brakes released. Going in here, no, you do not have disc brakes. You got regular S-cam brakes. You do not have disc brakes. Going in there, and you can stick your head in there.
Sorry.
Check my brake lining. The brake lining should be minimum of 1/4 of an inch. Should not have any cracks. Checking my brake drum, which where they make contact. Checking my brake drum. Brake drum should not have any cracks in it. I'm going to check my inner seal. My inner seal should not have any oil or grease in my brake drum. And that takes care of everything underneath the hood there. We warp the tire, work our way down. Any questions on that part?